Welcome here. I'm Dan Doyle, recruiting coach manager at NCSA, and today I have the head coach at Carthage College in Kenosha, Wisconsin, Coach Djurickovic. Thank you so much for joining us here today, Coach.
Dan, thanks for having me today.
Our pleasure, our pleasure. And so the new head coach at Carthage College, moving one seat over, replacing your dad, who was a legend and has established a very successful program. So tell us a little bit about you and the program there at Carthage to get started.
Yeah, Steve Djurickovic, head men's basketball coach at Carthage College. We're located in Kenosha, Wisconsin, 45 minutes south of Milwaukee, about an hour north of downtown Chicago. So a really nice location. Been now here for 9 years since I graduated. Dad spent 24 years as the head coach and finally retired after 40 years, I believe, in the CCIW, a little bit more than that. So excited for my first year. Obviously a unique year for all of us, but happy to finally get the guys back in the gym and get back started up.
Awesome. And Coach, I got to ask you a question. How do you call it work when this is your campus right here with Lake Michigan right here? Beautiful facilities. How do you manage day to day going to work in a beautiful place like that?
I'm going to be honest, it's tough. I mean, when I went to school here at Carthage, I had the nice lake view for 3 years, and it's hard to go to class sometimes. It is an absolutely beautiful atmosphere, and when school starts up, I mean, right now it's 75 degrees, and a lot of people are enjoying the time on campus.
Yeah, absolutely. It was always one of my favorite places to visit when I played in the CCIW. It was always the middle of winter and a little bit colder, but still, you could catch a glimpse of the lake there and just be like, this is a nice campus. I could see why kids go here.
Absolutely. And we've built more and more buildings the last few years. New science building, library, brand new dormitory that we just added last year. This is year 2 now, all overlooking the water, which is fantastic.
Yeah. And then speaking of some of the buildings, want to show everyone, the view of your weight room. And then locker room there, very nicely done. I always loved your clocks there. We had that in the visitors locker room, I believe.
Yep.
And then your beautiful parquet floor and that beautiful arena. Do you guys still have that video board up and running?
We still do. So we got a nice video board, video replay scoreboard, starting lineups, really nice intros, and beautiful gym that seats just about 2,500. And dorms are right across the street from the gym, from the arena, so a lot of students come out. We have great community support. The weight room that you showed earlier is an athlete-only weight room, one of 2. We just built a second one this past year. And locker room we have the entire year. So we have
Awesome.
5 or 6 local kids from Kenosha, and they get to utilize it the entire year.
Awesome. And I know how you can go to work every day because you got a beautiful gym, so it probably drives you inside to actually go to work. And I remember just walking in there my first year at North Central, playing you guys and just being like, it's a really nice facility. Are we sure not we're in a Division I place here?
We've done a lot over the last 15, 20 years. The facilities that we put in, I mean, between the arena, the field house that we have, 4 courts upstairs, there's always a spot for our guys to get some shots up. We have a general weight room too that's open 6 a.m. to 11 at night. So our guys are in here pretty regularly.
Awesome. Not only the facilities that make it great, it's, people like you and a great athletic staff and a great culture that you have there. So tell me a little bit about the basketball team, what you're building there, as you take the reins as the head coach.
Absolutely. This year, utilizing services like you, NCSA has been fantastic for us over the years. And we're looking to get those nice combination of student athletes that are, again, our average ACT is about a 25 on our team this year. Average GPA in high school is a 3.3. We do have 5 students on our team above a 30 on the ACT. So it's a very competitive student athletes that we get to work with, which is great. We're looking for hardworking players that have that toughness and ready to play in a league like the CCIW. And if you're good in the CCIW, you're good nationally. And that's something that we're looking forward to building the next few years, just to be a consistent threat at the top of the CCIW and make runs nationally. And that's our ultimate goal.
Yeah. For those that don't know what the CCIW is, it's the conference that they play in. And historically, it's the top ranked or top 2 or 3, depending on the year. And teams that come out of there usually are making a pretty deep run in the playoffs. Was it 2 or 3 of the teams this last year were in the Sweet 16 before the season ended?
Both of them were before it got shut down as well. And
you guys have banners all over the place. Elite 8, Final Fours.
Final Four, Elite 8, a couple Sweet 16s. Last conference championship was 2017. So obviously a great league to be a part of. Us and Carroll are the only 2 from Wisconsin, but a pretty close group between the Chicago suburban area and Milwaukee area.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You had just touched on the academic side. If I'm a recruit, what are the academics that you look for, as a starting point in getting the recruiting process started?
Absolutely. So, like I mentioned, our average ACT is a 25. We are flexible with some of the options that we have. Just looking for students that are above a 3.0. Our team's been one of the two teams in our conference that has been one of the NABC Honors Court, which awards teams that are above a 3.0 GPA. We've been a part of that the last 3 years, and that's something we're very proud of. We do have study tables for our guys. We have an outstanding tutoring service on campus, and we monitor them throughout the semester anytime there's a major paper project coming up, so we're aware of what's going on with all of our guys.
Real good. Real good. What are some of the most popular majors there at Carthage?
With our location, business management, that sort of variety, marketing, public relations, communications, and being between Chicago and Milwaukee, our internships and job placement after college are fantastic. And that's something we really pride ourselves on. And if you come to school at Carthage, we'll be able to hopefully set you up with an internship, whether it's your sophomore or junior year. And our plan is to have a job waiting for you when you graduate in 4 years. And that's our ultimate goal.
Awesome. Awesome. Tell me about on the floor. What's the system look like that you guys try to run offensively, defensively?
You know what? We like to play man-to-man. I think that's how we've been. Obviously, I think depends on who you have in the building. This past year, we had two 6'11s that played a lot together, so we zoned a little bit more than we would on a typical year. I think this year will be a little bit more spaced out, definitely get up and down the floor a little bit more, probably be 4 out. We do return our big 6'11 guy who should be one of the best players in the conference, Sean Johnson, this year. But we're looking for people that can fill it up a little bit, and we're going to shoot more threes this year. We're going to try to get up tempo. I don't know if I can get to Lance Robinson's 100 points a game, but we're going to try to play a little faster this year.
Real good. Real good. Well, you guys always put up points when I played against you and coached against Carthage. Always ran a nice system there and spaced the floor very, very well. That was one thing we always had a hard time game planning for, was how do we close down some of these gaps? So
I think that's what we try to do. And this play to your strengths, play inside, outside when you have it. This year we have some pretty good slashing players, so I think we'll be able to attack a little bit more. Like I said, run up and down and try to score in the 80, 85 point range would be fun.
Perfect. What's the recruiting timeline look like for you at Carthage? When do you start to identify kids, and what's that look like from there?
On a normal year with the AAU circuit, which when you can go see, typically around this time. I mean, this is when we're starting to set up a lot of the visits, go out and see some of the high school games. I know a lot of schedules have been changed a little bit with COVID, but we're still working with a lot of student athletes right now, sending us their high school schedules, whether it's their workouts, open gym times that we can get to so we can come see you. And we're always available. We try to be out as often as we can, and this year will be no different than that. So I would say a decision, a lot of our recruits this past year have decided in that January, February range, end of their high school season. And I know this year may push it back a week or two, but we're pretty open with that.
Okay, real good. And then tell me about campus life. What's on-campus housing look like for you?
Yeah, so we're a school of 2,700 students, 1,600 on campus. And so we're pretty active life on campus. And we have a new student union that is about 6-7 years old now. Like I said, we had 7 new dormitories in the last 12 years. So we've done a lot to keep these kids on campus. Majority of our student athletes do live together. As we go on, they could get a house off campus. I know we have one group of 3 that are living off campus as seniors. So nice, a lot of activities. We do have some fraternity events on campus too. So it's a very active community.
Awesome. Yes. I'd imagine so with that location.
Yeah.
And then do a lot of your players, do they have work study or hold part-time jobs? What's that look like in terms of helping with financial aid?
A lot of them do. I mean, we're able to work, whether it's in this building in the athletics department or around campus. We probably have 8 or 10 of our students this year that do have jobs on campus. And once we get into the season part of it, it might be down a little bit to maybe 8-10 hours a week, but at least it gives them a little extra spending money and things to make their lives a little bit easier during the year.
Okay, perfect. If I'm a recruit here and I'm interested in Carthage, what's my next step? How do I get in contact with you? How do I get the process going?
I would say send me an email. That's probably the best way to get in contact with us. I'll forward it to either our recruiting director, Dennis Coleman, who's done a great job reaching out to these student athletes, or you can follow me on Twitter, and that's Djurickovic21 on Twitter. Send me a direct message. I'll get back to you right away. We'll send you the link to I believe our questionnaire is on the NCSA now. We just sent you the new one. So fill that out and we'll get back to you right away. And this is a perfect time to set up some visits. And typically we do recruit in the Chicagoland area, Milwaukee area. With everything going on, our admissions department's done a fantastic job of reaching out with these virtual tours to get to different states that we haven't normally gone to. California, we've had 2 student athletes from Washington that have done a virtual tour. Colorado, we have a couple of visits set up. So we're really expanding our recruiting profile this year, which I'm really excited about.
Real good. Yeah, tell me a little bit about anything that your school has set up for kids out of region to lure them to Carthage?
Absolutely. We have every day we have virtual tours, and then on Saturday we'll have a group session. Our admissions counselors will be with you the entire way, and they'll set everything up, make it as close to a tour that on campus as possible. And it's been a really, really good sell for a lot of the student athletes that we've worked with so far. And I think eventually the goal is to get you to campus when we're able to. But we started this probably in middle of June, and it was a really big hit, and we've just kept it going for the last few months.
Perfect. And then what are some things that, a few last things that you would want to tell a recruit when they're looking into Carthage, some advice from them or from your perspective as the head coach at Carthage?
I would just say look for a place that you can play at the highest level. And we play at the highest level of Division III. If you're good in our conference, you're good nationally. And that's something that we like to play exhibitions against some Division I schools to give us a nice test to get ready for the season. That's something we've done in recent years. Have that nice combination of get that student athlete experience. And my goal is for you to graduate in 4 years and have a job waiting, go to grad school or go play overseas. And I think we've had all 3 of those in the last few years. And that's something we're very proud of.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Coach, so much. Really appreciate your time here and talking about Carthage. We'll have interested students reach out to you on Twitter, through email and fill out your recruiting questionnaire. So thank you so much again for your time.
Dan, thanks for everything you guys do. I mean, it's been such a help. When I first got into coaching, this was the first service that I came across, and I've been using it ever since. So thanks for everything you guys do.
We appreciate it. And our pleasure. And thank you again.
Thanks, Dan.